Hey there, Becca here from Inside the Square. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create a frosted glass effect for the blog post page in your Squarespace 7.1 website. Now, before we get started, if you're in an older version of Squarespace, known as Squarespace 7, this tutorial is not going to work for you. You need to use different code names for your blog posts. If you have a summary block and you'd like to try this effect, I have a separate tutorial for that will work for version 7. A link to that is in the description beneath this video. But if you're in the latest version of Squarespace, known as 7.1, you're in the right place. What we're going to do is take the grid style layout for a blog post page, and what we're going to do is take the content of that layout and put it above the images with this frosted glass effect shown here. Pretty awesome, right? Now the CSS is a little complicated but also customizable, so before you take the codes that are listed in the description below, I'd love to walk you through how they work so you're going to understand what you want to change for your own website style, okay? Let's hop into my demo site and take a look at these codes together. So here we are in my demo site, and I'm going to hop into edit mode to show you really quickly. This is super important. The layout that we're using for this blog, you'll see here, it's the basic grid blog. There are specific names in the custom CSS code that we're using today that refer to the specific layout type, so make sure you're set to basic grid blog. You can set the horizontal or vertical spacing to whatever you want, aspect ratio, all of these other settings don't matter. Basic grid blog, that's the important part. Everything else you can set to whatever site style you're looking for, okay? So let's hop into our custom CSS panel, and we're gonna take apart this code piece by piece so you understand how it works. I'm gonna navigate to design, and then I'm going to scroll down to custom CSS. Now, let's paste this code right here. This is the code that's in the description below, and check it out. We now have that frosted glass effect for all of our blog posts. Let's take this code apart so you understand how you're going to want to change it to make it unique for your own site. First up, this is the part I was talking about. You'll notice it says base blog basic grid. That's the code name that will only work with that style of layout. So that's why I was really specific there. Now after that, we have position absolute, background inherit. Leave that part alone, okay? That's something that's really important to get this summary on top of the actual image, all right? So I'm just gonna hit enter here so we can keep digging into this code. Now after that, I have some margins, some width and height. Let's break that apart a little bit here. So if I remove the margin to the left, that's actually going to scoot it all the way over to the side. It'll be flush with the left side of the image. So you can adjust that percentage however you want. Maybe 15%, maybe 8%, maybe 5%, whatever suits the style for your own website design, okay? I set margin right to auto, so it'll help center it. That'll keep the right even with the left for the percentages that I happen to be using in this example. Again, play around with those percentages. Now width I set to 90% because I like to have a little bit of images on the left and the right side so we can see this as an overlay rather than covering the whole image. You can totally change that to 100%, get rid of that left margin, and it'll take across the whole side of the whole width of the thumbnail image, if you will. Make sense so far? Okay, cool. So last but not least, I played around with the height and the margin and top as well. I can set this to like 100% if I want to, and I can leave this width at 70 and remove the margin top. What does that look like? All right, that's going to be slightly different, but you'll see playing around with those numbers creates different effects. So I want you to get creative there. Margin left, margin right, margin top, height, and width, all of those percentages can be adjusted to look unique for your own website. Now I'm just going to reset this to what I had before so we can keep going, okay? Awesome. Now underneath that, I have this background color line. Let's take that one apart. So right here, this last number in my rgba color code, that adjusts the opacity. 0.3 gives me the slightly opaque white sitting on top of the thumbnail image. If I change that to 0.8, that's going to be 80% visible, so it's going to be pretty darn thick. If I change that to 0.1, that's almost transparent. We can even do like 0.05 if we want it to be barely visible. So adjusting that is going to change the opacity of the color behind the text and above the image. Following so far? Awesome. Now after that, we have this rgba right here. I've set this to just be a almost solid white using that 0.3 opacity because I think that creates the frosted glass effect. But you can totally change that to a color if you want to. Let's say we set that 255 to 0. We're going to get an interesting teal color. Or we can set this last number to 50, for example, and that's going to create an interesting yellow. Play around with that RGBA color code if you want to have a different color than just this opaque white sitting on top of the image like I've created for my frosted glass effect, okay? Now after that, we've got another one. We have backdrop filter blur. Let's talk about this. I've set this to 5px so it looks slightly blurry. Pay attention to this mountain right here. If I change that to 15px, that's going to get super blurry. But if I take it down to 1, it's barely out of focus. So you can adjust that number to the type of blur that you'd like for this frosted glass effect. Super blurry, make it 55px and you'll barely notice the difference. Or you can take it all the way down to like 2 if you want it to just be slightly out of focus, whatever you're comfortable with. Now, last but not least, on this particular line of code, I added a border radius. That is creating this slight curvature right here in the edges. If you don't want that to be curved, just remove that line. You'll get those solid 90-degree edges to your actual card background there, okay? If you do want it to be blurred, curved, leave that border radius there. Change it to 90px if you want it to be super curved, 20px, curve just a little bit. Have fun with that code, adjust it however you see fit for your own site style. Now, last but not least, I've added a little bit of padding. What I've done right here is saying, okay, take the basic grid blog and any text that you see here, pull it in from the edges just a little bit. If I remove that line, it's going to, you'll notice these lines right here for the excerpt are stretching all the way out to the edge. I didn't like that very much. So I added a little bit of padding to pull it in slightly so it's not stretched all the way out to the edge. Again, adjust any of these values to suit the site style that you're going for. All right, so I know that was a little complicated. If you like the style that I had in the preview, just copy what's in the description below, paste it into your own website in the custom CSS panel, and you'll be good to go. But if you want to get a little bit creative, that's how you can break apart different parts of this code to make it look unique for your own website. That's it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something awesome, and most importantly, have fun with your Squarespace website. Bye for now. If you like this tutorial, you'll love my CSS cheat sheet. With over 30 pages of pro tips and code snippets specific for Squarespace, you can customize your site way beyond your design menu. Download your copy today at insidethesquare.co/CSS. That's insidethesquare.co/CSS.